Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Miller and I'm here with another excellent First Chapter Friday. The book I'm going to talk to you about today is called Roll With It, and it is by Jamie Sumner. So when I first started reading this book, I wasn't too sure about it, wasn't like feeling it when I started to read it. And then as I read and got more into it, I really love this book and ended up reading it in less than a week, which that doesn't sound like, you're a librarian, Mrs. Miller, but believe it or not, sometimes it does take me a while to read some books, and so it's pretty good if I can read it in less than a week. That's like an accomplishment for me. And it is a really good book. It's about a girl who's in a wheelchair. She has some underlying health issues that you hear about in the book. Her dad left when she was a baby, and there are some things going on with Grandma and Grandpa, and the book is really good, and I ended up crying at Starbucks at the end when I was reading it because it was just, it was good. I really love this book, and the main character, by the way, talks a lot about baking, so when you're reading it, be prepared, you're going to want to bake something. I'm just warning you. Also, I wanted to say that we're going to have a student video book recommendation segment on the morning announcements. So if you think that sounds like something that would be fun to recommend books to your fellow students and talk about books with them, come to the library and sign up with me. I would love to have you do that. It's one thing when I recommend books, but I'm an adult. And so the books that I think that you might like, you might not. But anyways, we'll get on with this. So roll with it. It's kind of hard to watch the Great British Bake Off over plates of Stauffer's lasagna, especially since it's been in the freezer a while. The edges are dry and crusty, but this is about all the cooking Mom chooses to do. She says she likes to leave the fancy stuff to me. Really, though, she just doesn't have the energy to think about fixing anything that doesn't come with directions on the box. Our TV is so old and tiny that I have to lean in to see what Mary Berry is pursing her lips about. The bakers are making English muffins, and she gives the stink eye to the red-headed guy who didn't let his dough rise enough. If I were on the show, Mary wouldn't have to tell me how long those muffins need to rise. Any fool with a Betty Crocker cookbook or Google knows to let it double. I pick at the shriveled string of cheese on my plate and imagine what I'd say if I could send her a note across the ocean. Dear Miss Berry, as an aspiring baker over here in Tennessee, I'd like to tell you how much I love every single one of your recipes, but especially your cappuccino coffee cake. I made it once for my mom. She said both coffee and cake would never be the same again. I think she meant that in a good way. Also, would you mind sharing your secret to a good scone? Because down here, all we've got are buttermilk biscuits. Mom's phone rings, and now I'm left wishing I had enough sugar to try a batch of those scones. The only ones I ever made came out so hard you had to dunk them in milk to take a bite. Mom pauses right as Mary is about to call out the top 3 English muffins. I already know which one will win. It's all about symmetry. They have to look exactly the same. Mom sets her food on the coffee table. She barely touched it, but she picks up her phone and walks into the hallway. She says hello like the conversation has been already run an hour long. It has to be me, Ma. I saw off another bite of lasagna with my knife and review what I'm going to say if the phone rings again, and it's about what went down at school today. But there's not a single scenario where I don't get grounded. Grown-up trumps kid like paper beats rock. Mom leans back in from the hallway and mouths, chew, 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 like I'm 5 and still in feeding therapy. I point at the phone, talk to your mother. Depending on how Grandpa's been doing lately, this could either be a really quick conversation or a really long one. I take my chances and hit play. I'm right about the muffins. When Mom still hasn't come in by the credits, I push back from the table and roll into the hallway. She's sitting on the floor with her legs stuck out and the phone in her lap. How bad is it? He locked your grandmother out of the house and called 911 to report a burglary. Whoa. Yes. Did the cop show up? No, he's done it enough times. She reprogrammed the emergency button on the house phone to go to her cell. Smart. Not smart enough to remember to put a new hide key. She had to get the neighbor to break a window. I can picture it, Grandpa whispering into the yellow phone on the wall about voices and eyes looking at him from the dark. Poor Meemaw. I wonder which window they had to bust. I lock the brakes on my chair and hold out a hand. Mom takes it and stands up with a grunt. Nice. Ellie, you're 12. Just wait until you're my age. You'll make all kinds of noises you never thought you'd make. She tries on a smile, but it slides off. I hate it when she does that. Pretends everything's rosy because she thinks I can't handle it. But I don't say anything. Just grab her plate off the coffee table in the living room and roll into the kitchen. I don't know the last time Mom ate a meal all the way through. I pop her lasagna into the microwave. If it's not Meemaw on the line, it's Lauren, my aide, calling to tattle on me, which, I check the clock, might still happen tonight with my luck. I'm not a bad kid. Really, I'm not. It's just that anybody who sees a girl in a wheelchair thinks she's going to be sunshine and cuddles. Sorry for having an opinion. Sorry for not thanking my lucky stars you get to follow me to the toilet 3 times a day. And sorry for not loving the fact that someone else has to carry my tray to the table at lunch and I have to wait at the back of the bus coughing in a cloud of exhaust while the wheelchair lift goes down as slow as Christmas. I'm sorry for needing a little space, but mostly I'm sorry I let the whole being stuck in a wheelchair thing get to me today. I wish I could have brushed it off like usual. Then I wouldn't be in this mess. Mom wanders in from the hallway and slumps down at the kitchen table. The microwave beeps, and I plop the lasagna in front of her. It slides across the plate like a wet sock. Probably tastes like one too now. She's rubbing her fingertips in a slow circle at the side of her head. I wish she would stop doing that. It makes me worry she's going to go bald. I push the plate forward with one finger until it's about to topple off her lap. She picks up a fork. Chew, 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 I say, and roll into my bedroom to finish my algebra. It's almost midnight, and I still haven't started my math. I forgot to close the blinds, and the streetlight outside is casting an orangey glow across the walls, but I'm too tired to drag myself into my chair to deal with it. The chair is sitting at a right angle to the bed, where Mom always puts it in case I need to get up in the night. Right angles. See, I don't even need the math homework. My current skills are greater than or equal to whatever problem set is due tomorrow. I could probably use some solid pluses and minuses to distract me right now. I can't stop thinking about what happened at lunch. It wasn't a big deal until everybody made it a big deal. I mean, I get it. Lauren's whole job is to chaperone me from place to place. When I pull a runner and disappear, it kind of makes her look like she's slacking. But Emma Claire wasn't there today. She's basically the one friend I have at school. She also has CP, birds of a feather and all that. But she only has a limp and can still play soccer. I tell her she's got a touch of CP, and I've got the whole bucket full. We're not close, but at least we sit together. And when she's gone, it's just me and my cone of silence in the middle of the cafeteria. So there I was, sitting at the end of the row of tables, away from everybody else like a doorstop. And it was loud, and not the kind of loud you can tune out. And it was chilly day. The whole place smelled like meat chunks. Barf. So I packed up the sandwich I made with the cranberry relish and goat cheese, which Mom says isn't a sandwich because it doesn't have meat, and left. I just put it all in my lap and rolled out and down the back hallway that leads to the exit doors by the gym. I sat in a little ray of sunlight that snuck past the dumpsters outside and finished my lunch. And then the bell rang, and I just needed another minute, was all. Except when Lauren found me, I might have been dozing in the sunspot, and it might have been after too much travel time had passed for me to blame it on the chair. But I wasn't trying to skip class, really. the thing is, kids skip all the time. And yeah, they get in trouble. But nobody freaks out about it like they do with me because I'm a health risk. And okay, yes, it was maybe a teensy bit antisocial to go eat in a corner by the dumpsters, but sometimes it's just too much. I get tired of bearing witness to everybody else's normal. I never got sent to timeout when I was little. I think the teachers couldn't bring themselves to lock me and my wheels in the corner, but I wish I could now. I wish I could just declare a giant timeout from school and people and take a long nap in the sun. All right, so I'm going to stop there for today. But this book was really, really good. And, you know, I've been fortunate my whole life. I've never had any kind of big health problems or been in a wheelchair. But it really opens your eyes and makes you think about what life is like for people like our main character here in this story, and what her life is like being in a wheelchair and, you know, having to have somebody else be with her all the time and all of that stuff. So that's one thing that I really love about books, is that it kind of gives you a perspective into somebody else's life and makes you think about things that you never thought before. So the book is called Roll With It. It's by Jamie Sumner. It'll be here in the library waiting for you. I hope you come and check it out. Have a fantastic day.